All right. Well, find a nice seat, ladies. Thank you guys for being with me. Like I said, I need this more than anybody else probably. Excuse me if I cough. Sorry about that. Just the way it is right now. Wanted to start with a reading from my book, The World According to Mr. Rogers, which all of his stuff is always really interesting. But this one I particularly love. It says, the more I think about it, the more I wonder if God and neighbor are somehow one. Loving God, loving neighbor, the same thing. For me, coming to recognize that God loves every neighbor is the ultimate appreciation. So just take that in. Close your eyes. And turn your thoughts to your breath. Just search for a little peacefulness inside. And please bring hands to heart center. And go ahead and set an intention for yourself, either for the hour, for the day. May we all truly be able to see the good or the grace in all of our neighbors and in ourselves. And please lower your hands, open your eyes. And I wanted to teach you all a breath. It's called Sitali breath. Let me make sure I have that right. Yes, S-I-T-A-L-I, Sitali breath. And it's, even though it's beautiful out this morning, we've been experiencing heat and we're going to get more heat. And so this is a cooling breath that you can use. And to do it, I'm gonna come a little closer. Some of you might not be able to do this because of genetics, but what you do is you roll your tongue and use that like a straw to sip the breath in. So you might have to tuck your chin just a little bit, roll your tongue and breathe in through the tongue. And then after you have the inhale, you bring the tongue to the roof of your mouth and breathe out through your nose. So try that. Roll the tongue, breathe in. Tongue to the roof of the mouth, breathe out the nose. And try that for like 3 more times. So just remember, sometimes it's easier to get the breath in if you tuck the chin slightly, lengthen the back of the neck. And then just go back to a regular breath. So you can use that whenever you need. If you're feeling really heated up, maybe just even a little hot, angry, you can use that to calm yourself down. Now go ahead and transition forward to all fours. And let's try it doing cat-cow. So breathe in as you round your back to cat. And then tongue to roof of mouth, breathe out, round, or move to cow. And do that a few, like 5 more times. Last time. And then go ahead and sit back to a child's pose. Just gonna extend your arms long. Just think of lengthening. Maybe lift up on fingertips, lift the shoulders. And you can kind of shift your hips side to side a little bit. Just, I'm really stiff, so want to take a moment to feel that. You can walk your fingers a little bit further. And then go ahead and plant the hands again and come up to all fours. Now we did this a few weeks ago, well, probably a few months ago. I want you to think of doing cat-cow now just with the thoracic spine. So think, broaden the shoulders, press down, tuck the chin, and lift just right between the shoulder blades. So you still have a long side body, and then keeping that connection all the way, just lower the heart. Try not to move the hips and the low back. And do that a few more times, just thinking, I'm lifting right between the shoulder blades and widening. And then I'm able to lower and bring the shoulder blades more in the back. Do that 2 more times to see. Try not to tense up the neck. Keep the side body nice and long. Try not to move the low back. This is just the thoracic spine. 1 more time. Good. And then bring your hands forward. Do a shift forward and come down to your bellies. And then I'm going to have you lift to cobra. And then just keep thinking about what you just did there. And see if you can get that feeling of your thoracic spine moving forward, but a broadening and a real connection there. Just stay in cobra for a couple more breaths. And then lower down. Go ahead and lay on one side. So it doesn't matter which side you do first. I'm going to lay on my left side because I want you to be able to see. I'm going to bring both palms together. My arms are outstretched in front of me. I'm going to hug my knees in, but keep them comfortable so that I can keep a little curve in the low back and try to lay your head down. And then you're just going to bring the top arm up. And when it's about halfway between the one side and the other, you're just going to start turning the palm up and then open it up to the side. And then trace the steps. So bring it up. Slowly the palm turns downward and back to the beginning. And just do that 2 more times. So bring it up overhead, slowly the palm turns up as you come around to the other side and open up. And then retrace. Last time. And retrace. Back to close. Good. Now we're just gonna shift over to the other side. Turn this way. Both palms out in front. Knees bent. Head down if you can. And then open up. So as you open up, you turn your head the other direction. You'll feel that twist. And then retrace. Just notice and do that 2 more times. So you keep a curve in the low back. You feel an opening in the shoulders. Last time. Oh, that feels so good. I can't even tell you how achy your muscles get when you have COVID. Good. And pause. And then just go ahead and flip over to your back. Excuse me. Hands by your hips, feet under knees. And we're just going to do a little bit of Setu Bandha flow. So inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms overhead. It's gonna feel, you can feel it in your shoulders, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift hips, lift arms. Exhale, lower down. 3 more times. Just want you to notice we're getting your shoulders open, but really warming up everything else. Remember the work that you did on the thoracic spine. Last time. And this time hold for a couple more breaths. Isometrically pull your feet towards you. Feel all parts of your foot rounded. And then lower back down. Hug your knees in. Roll side to side. And then go ahead and push on up to all fours position again. And this time, grab your blocks under your hands. And step your right foot to the outside. So your hips are square, your foot's to the outside. Keep your left hand on the block. And remember what you just did. So bring your right hand forward. So your right hand, your right foot are up. And then just slowly open, just like you did when we were on our side. And retrace. And do that again 2 more times. Open up, feel the thoracic spine nice and connected. And lower. Last time. And lower. Good. Step the right foot back and the left foot forward. Same thing. Feel everything hug to the midline, but stay square. And then just working with the shoulders. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, close. 2 more times. Last time. Good. Step the left foot back. Move the blocks off. We're just going to do some opposite leg and arm. So extend the right leg. Feel a connection in the core, especially in the thoracic. And then add the left arm. Think long back of neck, broaden the shoulders. Feel that the belly of your hamstrings lifting. One more breath. And then lower down. Please switch sides, left leg. Check your engagement, add the right arm. And hold. Feel the belly of the left leg lifting, rib cage lifting back, thoracic broadening. One more breath. And then lower down. Bring your hands forward, hand width. Curl the toes under. Actually bring the knees a little wider than hip distance. And the feet follow. The hands are a little wider than shoulder distance. Lift the knees and stretch back to a really wide, stable, downward facing dog. And then just walking out your dog. Try this, bend your knees a little bit, walk your hands back, one hand width. And then think, okay, heels lift super high. And then slowly lower the feet. Your heels will get a little closer because you're closer to your hands. Don't let your armpits get lazy. It's a little bit shorter, downward facing dog. Good, and then slowly walk your feet to your hands. Come to that still in a wide position, forward fold. And then just take a moment, let your head drop. You can keep the knees bent a little if you need to. Feel all connection through all parts of your feet. And then slowly roll on up to Tadasana. Good, bring your hands behind you. I want you to keep long side body. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. Long side body, arms move back, but keep the rib cage engaged. And then just bend your left elbow and grab your right wrist. And then slowly thinking long back of neck, rib cage back, shoulders back. Just allow your head to roll to the right side. So tipping towards your right shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. And come on back up and switch. Grab the left wrist. Everything's engaged, really nice and tall. And then let the left ear tip towards the left shoulder. Good, and then come on up. On your next inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows and think tiger claws. Bring the thoracic forward, the heart forward, and then round. You can stretch your arms forward, tuck your chin, keep thoracic rounded, and then do that again. Think tiger claws. Move the heart forward, but keep that integration into the thoracic. And then round again, really stretch between the shoulder blades. One more time, tiger claws, open, broaden, and then round. Good, and then release. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, grab your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, lengthen up and arc. And then just stay, and I want you to put more weight in your right foot, and then see if maybe you can lift the left foot up off the floor. Good, come on back to center. Switch. Lengthen up. Exhale, arc. And then feel that connection. And then see, maybe you can lift the right foot. Just a very subtle lift. And then come on back to center. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step back to downward facing dog again. And this time just regular hip distance apart in the feet and the hands. And then move forward to plank and think, I want to feel super engaged in the thoracic spine. Feel that? Good, now bend your knees a lot. Lift the heels high and slowly push back, downward facing dog. And lowering the heels, but keeping all that connection. Come forward to plank again. Just feel connected through the thoracic. Bend your knees, lift the heels high. Push back, downward facing dog, really high heels. And then extend back, keeping the arch lifted, all parts of your feet engaged. One more time, plank. Feel the thoracic. Bend the knees, lift the heels, move the hips up and back, and extend. Step your feet to your hands, forward fold. One more little shoulder opener. So roll on up to standing. I should have said this at the beginning, but I want you to have a wall handy. And you're just going to stand pretty close to the wall. And bring your, let's see, I'm going to do, say, left fingertips. Come up. So your elbow is bent and you're on fingertips. And then the right arm is extended out. I'm pretty close to the wall. Pinky side, shoulder height. And you're going to press that into the wall. And then you're going to think, okay, rib cage is back, long back of neck. And I'm going to press into my left hand and slowly stretch my right shoulder by just pressing the pinky side of the hand into the wall. This is a lot more subtle, but I want you to feel rib cage back, shoulder back. You're going to feel a lot of work, and maybe even turn your head to the left. Good, and then release and switch. So right fingertips, left arm extends. Think long side body, rib cage back, long back of neck, and then open a little bit by pressing and maybe turning towards your right Your gaze turns to the right. Shoulders on the back, rib cage is back. Oh, that feels really like a lot of work, but very good and therapeutic for the neck. One more breath and release. Good, come on back to the front of your mat. And let's just flow a little bit. So come to Tadasana. Feel your feet. Feel your length. Feel everything connected. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold forward. You can use blocks here if you want to. Step the right foot back, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline, feel that. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, tiger claws, feel the thoracic open. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, tiger claws open. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, round, tuck the chin, stretch your arms forward. And one last time, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, tiger claws open. Stretch up, around, and then please touch down. Lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Remembering what you've just been working on with your back. Lift to cobra. Exhale down. Push back, downward facing dog. You can do it the way where you bend your knees, get your butt way back, lift the knees, lift the heels, lift up and back, stretch. Good, extend the right leg. And then however you can get it to step through, do. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, tiger claws, open heart. Inhale up. Exhale, reach forward, round, length, tuck the chin. Feel the thoracic broadening. Inhale up. Tiger claws open. Inhale up. Exhale, round and reach. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, tiger claws, broaden and lift. Last time, inhale up, round, and reach forward, tuck the chin, and please touch down. Inhale, lift the back knee, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's keep going. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back, deep lunge. Take a moment to feel that. Inhale, lift on up to crescent warrior. Feel that stretch. Exhale, tiger claws, lift and broaden. Inhale up. Exhale, round, reach forward. Inhale up. Exhale, tiger claws. Feel that back foot really stable. Last time, inhale up. Round the upper back. And then touch down. Very good. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower. Thinking of that thoracic spine. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg and step it through deep lunge. Now you kind of know where we're going. Find your footing, find your stability, find your feet. On your inhale, lift crescent warrior. Exhale, tiger pause, lift and broaden. Inhale up. Exhale, round, reach forward a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale, tiger, pause, broaden, lift the heart. Inhale, lift, round, reach forward, and touch down. Good. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more sun salute. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step both feet back to downward facing dog. Find your stability, find your power dog, because I really want you to feel connected through the thoracic. You don't want to scoop your tailbone. You're going to extend the right leg, bend the knee. Don't lose anything as you open up wild dog. Keep the left armpit lifted, broadening the shoulders, opening up. Oh, that feels good. Stay for a breath or two. And square up the hips. Bring knee to nose, step it through, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Stretch up Anjaneyasana. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, lift the back knee, step back to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. Let's repeat that. So find your power dog, everything connected. Extend the left leg. Bend the knee. Open up, wild dog. Broaden the shoulders. Really feel connected through the thoracic spine. Square up the hips. Knee to nose. Step it through. Deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Inhale, stretch up Anjane. Exhale, touch down. Inhale, lift the back knee, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Now I'm going to have you take a wide stance on your mat. So whichever way you want to turn, you're all at home. So, and actually have your blocks handy too, because you might want them, I don't know. So when you get in the wide stance, you can just put your blocks. If you put them to the right behind your heels on the highest height, then that'll give you that option. Good, now turn your right foot forward. Feel both legs super engaged. Bend into the front knee. Add the arms, warrior two. If you can feel the thoracic spine super connected. So it's not, your heart's not moving forward and it's not rounded in the back, it's just feeling really connected. And that adds everything else in between. Good, straighten the front leg. Fold to triangle. Same thing, just think long back of neck, everything. I'm not scooping the tailbone, but I do feel work in the thoracic spine. Good. Inhale, come on up, bend into the knee, warrior two again. One more breath. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend to triangle again. Maybe this time you want it on a lower height. I don't know. One more breath. Inhale, come on up. Bend into the front knee. Have you lost that back foot? Are you still feeling really strong in your thoracic, in your core? One more time. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend into the front knee, warrior two. This time, straighten the front leg. Let your arms relax. Switch configuration of feet. I don't know about you, but my arms got tired there. Probably all the other work we've been doing. Give yourself a moment. Feel connection in your feet. Check your alignment. Bend into the front knee. Add the arms. Warrior two. Do you feel the sits bones back and apart? Do you feel the thoracic working? One more breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. One more breath. Inhale, come on up. Check your thoracic, bend into the front knee, warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, triangle. Rib cage is back, sternum is back, long back of neck. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, bend back into warrior two. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend into warrior two. I don't know why, but my back, shoulder feels lots of work. Straighten the front leg, let your arms relax. Turn the feet forward. Take a breath or two. Long side body. Bring the shoulders back, but keep the rib cage back. Move your arms back. Maybe interlace the fingers. We're going to fold forward. And if you find it's too intense, bring your arms up and over and feel that thoracic super connected. Then just bring your fingertips to the floor. Otherwise, fold forward, let your arms follow. Just see what happens. Feel all parts of your feet connected. Don't let go of the thoracic. You can't just let the rib cage shoot forward and the shoulder blades come together. You want to keep them broadening so it feels super safe, but like a nice stretch. Undo your fingers, bring them to the floor. Come out like a pranam. Bring your right hand in the middle of your gaze. You can come on a block too if this is too intense. Bring your right hand or your left hand to your hip. So again, think rib cage is back, shoulders are back, long back of neck. I'm keeping the sit bones back, but I'm going to twist to the right. Just see what it feels like in your thoracic. If it feels like you're open enough, you know, where both shoulders are back, you can extend the arm. Good, and unwind. Switch. You can bring the hand a little bit. Try to keep it right under the same side shoulder. Right hand to the hip, and then just check. Think. I'm going to broaden the shoulders, keep the long side body, bring the shoulder blades on the back, long back of neck, sits bones stay back, and then I twist. And see if it feels like you want to extend the arm. If it doesn't, just keep it on the hip. Good, unwind. Bend your knees. Swivel your heels in. Bend the knees to goddess pose, hands to heart center. And just kind of move side to side to see how you're feeling. Kneecap and toes point the same direction. Lengthen your spine. Sits bones stay back. Good, and then come on up, straighten your legs, heel toe, bring your feet together and transition back to the front of your mat. Have your blocks in front of you, kind of up from the sides of your feet. And I like to bring them, so if you have them straight in front of your foot, that's not gonna work. So you have to bring them kind of to the side of your foot. And about 12 to 18 inches. So you'll know it's about right if you're kind of in an L shape. Good, now come on up to standing. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your right foot back to deep lunge, and then step it forward. So you're on the ball of your foot. Bring your left hand to your block, right hand to your hip. Shift your weight to your left foot. Lift the right leg up, and then slowly open the hip to Ardha Chandrasana. And I want you to notice it in your thoracic. And maybe extend the arm. Think broaden. Weight right in the middle of the foot. Bring the hand to the hip. Square up the hips. Bring the right foot down. Come to a forward fold. Step the left foot back. Deep lunge, bring the right hand to the block. Step that left foot forward, left hand to the hip. Shift the weight, lift the left foot and open the hip, Ardha Chandrasana. Think about it in regards to the thoracic spine. The rib cage is back, shoulders are back, long back of neck. Let's see where it takes you. Sits bones are back as well. One more breath. Square up your hips. Come to a forward fold. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. Step your feet about halfway up. Walk your hands back. Come on up to standing. Okay, just one quick balance pose, and then we'll transition down. So stand on your left foot. Bring your right knee up. Bring hands to heart center. Think of thoracic and move that knee slowly back and slowly lean forward. Thoracic spine. You can lean into warrior 3 if you want to. You can touch the foot down if you want to. And then come on back up. Bring the knee up and back down. I think if you think about it with your thoracic, it becomes easier. I don't know. You decide. Transition to your right foot. Left knee up. Hands to heart center. Slowly transition back, warrior 3. Think long back of neck. Oop. And then transition back, lifting your knee. And come on down. Good, come on down to a seated position. Bring your legs wide. I'm seated on my blanket just because that feels better for me. You can rotate your hips in if you want. And just do it this way. So press the heels down, pull the legs into the sockets. Think long spine, and especially thoracic. Just inhale, bring your arms up to the side. Think broad. Keep that. Arms up, and then fold forward wherever it feels like a good fit for you today. Bring the hands down to support you. Nice stretch. Upavista Konasana. And then come on up enough where it doesn't feel like a big stretch to you. And just bring one hand on one side of your left leg and one one on the outside, one on the inside. And then just twist and face that leg. See if you're still connected through both legs. Maybe baby bend. If you want to go deeper, you can fold over that leg a little bit. You'll feel it the most in your opposite leg. I want you to keep it really engaged. Sit bones stay back. Thoracic stays working and broadening, lengthening your spine. Good, come on up and switch. One hand on either side. Just feel sits bones engaged, both legs engaged. And then you can fold. I just want you to keep your hands on either side for this variation because I really want you to feel it in your opposite leg, but both legs working. Good, and then come on up. Transition to your backs, both knees bent, and just hug your right knee in. And then think, oh, if I get it too far, then my low back presses down. So I want to get it to a spot where I can keep a little curve in my low back, and then I can extend the left leg. Good, and then just bring it off to the right side. Just open it up a little bit. And then bring it towards the middle. And just hold it with your left hand. So you're holding the right knee with the left hand. Bring the other arm to cactus or T. So right arm out. And then just roll to your left hip. Your knee probably won't come to the floor. Mine doesn't. But I do feel a nice stretch here, and I can still feel it in my thoracic. I keep a curve in the low back, and maybe I turn my gaze to the right. Take a few breaths. And then come on back to center. Let go of that right knee. Hug the left knee in. Same thing. You can hug it in until you feel your back presses down. But then I want you to think, okay, I want it in a spot where I can keep a curve in the low back. Extend the right leg, and I'll still feel that. And then just encourage the knee to come off to the left side. And then bring it across. So the left hip is still down at this point. Shift your right hand to the knee, left arm out to the side. And then slowly roll to your right hip. The knee will come across. Curve stays in the low back. The thoracic spine still stays working. I'm going to tuck my toes behind my knee on this side because it feels better than just dangling there. And then turn your gaze to the left. Feel the thoracic working. Sits bones are back. Feel it in your left hip for sure. Encourage your left shoulder blade down to the floor. And then just enjoy the feeling of the twist. And then slowly unwind. And I'm going to encourage you to go by the wall again, and we're going to do legs up the wall. So to do that, I'm going to use a blanket. You don't have to, but when I do use a blanket, it feels kind of good. I put it a few inches away from the wall so that I can kind of let my sit bones sink down towards the floor. So it's like the blanket in the small of my back. And then you want to sit as close to the wall as you can, and maybe even turn your hips towards the wall, and then just kind of transition legs up the wall. You might have to mess with the blanket to get it in the right spot. And then just find yourself in this legs up the wall position. So my sit bones are actually on the wall and a little bit low. My tail isn't sitting on the floor, but it's kind of close to it. Now, if this is too much on your hamstrings, you can move away from the wall. It feels super good to me. This position is very good for nausea and fatigue. So I've found myself doing this quite a bit lately. Now, if you find your feet falling asleep, you can always bend your knees for a few moments and then stretch them back up. I'm going to leave you here for about 2 more minutes. And then you can stay like this for Shavasana, or you can move away from the wall and come to regular Shavasana. So, but I encourage you to try it for a little bit longer. Since my grandson gave me COVID last Friday, he was sick when he got here Friday morning. We had his hearing, but we had no choice. We had to go. So he stayed here with a sitter. And then when I got home, all he wanted to do was snuggle. He had a fever, he had a runny nose. So I snuggled with him all day, wiping his nose when he needed it. And then it kind of hit me later that evening, maybe I should test him for COVID. And of course, he was positive. So then Saturday, he just stayed with me since he'd been with me. We didn't want to expose anyone else. And I felt fine. And then Saturday night, I got into bed and started feeling really achy. So I kind of knew. Tested Sunday morning, sure enough, positive. So Connor and I have been hanging all week, just quarantined together. So it's been good, and because I've had him to quarantine with, but he actually has a lot more energy than I do. He recovered much quicker. But it's still been so sweet to have him around all week. Now transition if you're going to regular Shavasana, or if you want to just stay as you are for the rest of Shavasana. Allow yourself to be totally supported by the floor, by the breath. As you continue to rest, I just wanted to share something that Mr. Rogers wrote following September 11th, 2001. If you grew up with our neighborhood, you may remember how we sometimes talked about difficult things. There were days, even beautiful days, that weren't happy. In fact, there were some that were really sad. Well, we've had a lot of days like that in our whole world. We've seen what some people do when they don't know anything else to do with their anger. I'm convinced that when we help our children find healthy ways of dealing with their feelings, ways that don't hurt them or anyone else, we're helping to make our world a safer, better place. I would like to tell you what I often told you when you were much younger. I like you just the way you are. And what's more, I'm so grateful to you for helping the children in your life to know that you'll do everything you can to keep them safe and to help them express their feelings in ways that will bring healing in many different neighborhoods. Beginning to find and appreciate your breath again. Slowly begin to float back up to the surface on the wave of your breath. Move fingers, toes, feet, hands, maybe your head. And slowly draw your knees in, roll to your right side. And take your time pushing on up to seated. Thank you so much for being my neighbor. Bring hands to heart center. Just remember the intention that you set at the beginning of class. I bow to that beautiful light that God placed in each of us. Namaste. Have a fabulous day. Stay healthy. Have a fabulous weekend. It doesn't feel like Friday to me, but I know that it is. Thanks for practicing, guys.
Thanks, Lisa. Get well.
Thanks. I'm trying. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.